Hey, welcome to the Nerditorium where we talk about news and not news now, I guess. So, first of all, Tejas, how do you do?
Hey man, how's it going? Yes, great. This is an interesting new way to deliver the news uh,
Let me tell you about an
appropriately.
interesting new way to deliver movies now. See, that's called a segue. Professional.
Great.
All right. So, have you heard about this fight between AMC and Universal Studios?
I have read about it. It was in the Hollywood Reporter I think this morning at the time of this recording. So
Yeah.
yeah, just very volatile reaction from AMC Theaters, one of the largest chain
Yeah,
in
they
the
got pretty
world.
fussy about it.
Yeah, one of the largest
Yeah.
theater chains in the world. After Universal kind of put out a statement saying that they're going to now double down on releasing movies on demand as well as in theaters, like in a bigger ratio, like in a more even ratio. Because of
Yeah.
the situation we're in right now, so they obviously, and it's all
And they did
sparked.
specify, I just want to point
Yeah.
out, they specified that they would do this even after theaters reopened.
Precisely, I think because they are anticipating just a global shift anyway to more people, because this is irrevocably kind of changed
Yeah.
several industries, and because it looks likely that we're
Yes.
going to go into a recession, there might be lesser people going out to do more things. So I think they're anticipating that a lot, and they're going guns blazing with this whole VOD, and it actually happened, I think, because they just released the sequel to the movie Trolls World Tour, and it obviously has a big name
Yes.
cast, and it's an animated film, so obviously it's a family
Yeah, I've
film.
heard they got all the trolls this time.
Yeah, and they what do you call it? Just made a very a quick decision to release it on demand, and it's done better than the first film did in terms of sales. So I think that has kind of really spurred their decision to kind of just do this. And because of that, AMC just put out this really wild statement saying, yo, we are never going to do another Universal film release in
Yeah.
our theaters, which is insane because
They did a cutty.
they did a cutty and a friendship cancel, and
Yeah.
yeah, they're just not gonna show some of the arguably the biggest franchises and the biggest money making franchises. And AMC is like pretty much all over the world. I don't think we have a AMC theater in India, but they're across like different countries, and it's
Yeah.
quite a huge thing for them to go with. But I guess they also have to kind of stick to their ground and go like, yo, you can't do this because you're hurting the very business that we're in. And the interesting thing is that Universal then put out another statement saying that yo, just I mean, it was not even, and Universal being kind of good about it, saying that we weren't saying that we're not going to release films in the theaters. We're going to, we're just gonna increase production and keep a margin for our on demand films, and then release it there. So I feel like I don't know, I think it's a bit of an overreaction, and they might regret it down the
From
line.
AMC,
Yeah,
yes.
but whatever. They're just standing their ground, I guess. And
First off, I think it's weird
Yeah.
that Universal needed a pandemic to figure out that more people would watch if you stream the movie at the same time. Like, this has been a debate for ages. It's like they just realized that they could do this
No,
when it's been a thing for
I
years.
know that they have been, I remember back in the day when, movies would come out in the theaters, it would take at least a year for it to hit, like, television or blah, 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 and they'd make an entire event out of it.
Yeah.
And now when movies release, like, literally in 2 months, they're on Amazon Prime. Sometimes I've seen movies on Amazon Prime and Netflix here in India before they've hit theaters, which is, like,
Yes.
bizarre, right? But that's because of our release schedule here in India and, different slots being taken up by different films. But now, when that gap has closed, like, permanently. It's like now you can release the same
Yeah.
film, like a Roma, which was Alfonso Cuarón's. I think, was it Alfonso Cuarón which released
It
that
was,
film
yes.
on Netflix directly, and also or an
It
Irishman.
was a Netflix film, in fact.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
believe.
or an Irishman, etc. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, man, I think it's bizarre. The other really interesting bit of news to kind of like second this kind of entire wave is that the Oscars or the Academy Awards for the first time are gonna be accepting films which are on demand, like basically released digitally
Yeah.
on digital platforms only. And they're saying this is the only year which it'll be accepted.
Yeah.
But I think
Again, like, they were very clear about, like, by the way, this is a one-time
it's a
thing.
one-off, yeah. But I think, I mean, it's otherwise Onward wins everything, right?
Yes.
But you know
The
what?
best movie of the year so far.
But I don't know if this will be the only year going forward.
I think this is the industry being resistant to change in general. Like even last year, we saw The Irishman, Marriage Story, Roma. All these movies were Netflix movies that had to have a theatrical window just so they could qualify for the Oscars. So
Yeah.
the trend was moving this way anyway. I feel like all this has done has it's hastening the trend, and that's about it. Because eventually, this old notion of well, only a theatrical movie is a real movie will have to change.
Yeah. I definitely feel like it also being the nail in the final nail in the coffin
It looks like
this
it,
whole
yeah.
thing. Yeah, and, you know, they just had to create like a minimal window, and everyone was just, you know, adhering to it for the purpose of submission for awards ceremonies. Tell me, are the Oscars the only like awards show which require a theatrical release, or do other festivals and stuff just accept movies that are going to go straight to platforms? I'm not
That's
sure
a good
about that.
question. I'm not sure either, actually. I know there are rules for the Golden Globes as well, but I don't know if they include theatrical release. But
Yeah.
typically, the Oscars theatrical release window has been the one that has been the most debate about anyway.
Cool. Well, I mean, it's not like even with, you know, Uncut Gems being like such a good film and like not and you know, adhering to the rules and giving this entirely amazing performance by Adam Sandler, they still snubbed it. You know, it's like it was a still weird.
Yeah, I
weird
mean, like the
year.
Oscars typically snub stuff anyway. I guess this is about like what counts as a movie and what doesn't, because I mean,
Yeah.
like they snubbed
So, I
Greta
mean, like,
Gerwig for Little Women, so.
I think it's, yeah, exactly. I think it's still irrelevant at some point. You know, ultimately, if a good movie reaches people better at home than it will in the theater, especially since going to the theater abroad is a much more expensive affair than it is here. I mean, we're really lucky over here, you know. So
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, it's good that they're kind of following this thing, and I think, you know, technology is getting better. Everybody's got better, you know, home, you know, theater systems and better TVs and better audio. You can recreate a decent viewing experience at home, and I'm happy that
Yeah.
you know that they're going for that kind of. So the real question is, I don't think, will Tenet ever release ever? It's gonna be like
That's
the
an
Nick
interesting
Cage
question.
Superman. I don't know if we'll ever see it.
A movie that's only buzzed about and never actually gets made.
Mad. That's
Well, Tenet is done, right? It is
That's
made.
so on brand for Nolan as well.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Cool. We're just going to close with one sad piece of news, which is that Irfan Khan passed away at a tragically young age.
Yeah.
So they just obviously great of Indian cinema and world cinema in general, I would say. But tell me
Yeah.
about one of your favorite performances of his.
Well, I mean, first of all, love Irfan Khan because he was, you know, he was our boy repping us, you know, everywhere in
Yeah.
the world. And, you know, everybody
Yeah.
was very fond of him, and his performances, obviously, he was a really great character actor. Yeah, I think definitely two films, if I may, you know, talk about. One is
You
Pan
may.
Singh Tomar, which is
What a great movie.
excellent movie from a slightly previous phase of his life before he went I think before he went into, you know, doing more Hollywood films and things like that. And the second film, I'd say it's between like Lunchbox and Life of Pi. I know Life of Pi mostly does not,
Yeah.
you know, involve him, but it's a very I'm actually really a big fan of that film, and I love Ang Lee generally, but you know, he adds a bit of like pathos and melancholy that, you know, only he can deliver in his like you know, iconic way. You know, plus he's been in so many franchises that we love, you know, whether it's like, you know, like Jurassic World and things like that. So yeah,
do
definitely gonna
think-
miss
yeah,
him.
absolutely.
Amazing actor. Yeah.
I think one of the really cool things about him was that he was one of those actors that broke into mainstream Hollywood, really. It's
that's
not like... So, like, there's been actors like Om Puri and Anupam Kher who are really respected abroad as well and have starred in Hollywood and British film productions. But
Right.
they've typically been smaller India movies, or they've been, like, supporting characters. Irfan had broken into mainstream Hollywood, man. He was in, He was in Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2? One of the
Amazing
two.
Spider-Man.
He was in
and,
Jurassic World 3.
He
was in Angels and
Inferno.
Demons, or
Inferno.
whichever... Inferno, right?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, he was a mainstream guy. He told Tom Hanks to fuck off, if I remember correctly, and that's fucking great.
He did say his finest moment in one of those, I think Inferno, which is not a very good film, was like, this entire operation is going tits up, and I was just like,
Oh,
oh
yes.
man, what a great gift that was to hear Irfan Khan
Yeah.
say that. Amazing. Anyway, it was
And
just
he,
yeah.
the great thing was he would actually be really good in these movies, even when everyone else was clearly like just along for the ride. He was like a
Yeah.
solid, like grounded, doing his Irfan Khan thing, not trying to change it up too much.
He was a great supporting actor and a great character actor, and yeah, of course, definitely
Yeah.
gonna be definitely gonna be missed. Yeah.
Yeah, I also love Pansing Tomar and Lunchbox, but Makbul, man, is possibly one of my favorite
Oh man, of
performances
course,
his,
yeah. How can I forget?
where
Yeah.
he gets to do
A
like the
classic.
Shakespearean thing in India, of course. So yeah,
Definitely.
the Macbeth of India.
So
Great
good,
actor,
so
he will
good.
be missed.
Yeah.
All right, that's it on the Nerditorium this week. So check in next time and follow us on Instagram for more updates and things like that. Bye, you
See you
nerds.
later, you nerds.